Hey Canucks fans, hope you're well. Hope you had a great Monday. The Vancouver Canucks held their annual Jake Milford charity golf tournament today, and it signals the start of the Canucks preseason as the players and coaches take part in this tourney as they prepare for training camp in a week and a half or so. And it's a tourney that I volunteered for in the past. Didn't do so this year, but I've had a great time loading bags, loading golf carts, and meeting players and coaches throughout the years. So I'm going to break down a few of the a few of the interviews that we saw today, hearing from 4 Canucks players in particular. And I'll kind of talk about what we saw and what we heard from them. But before I do that, just want to share a very quick story. I was at Rogers Arena tonight, picking up my Rogers Arena seats, and lo and behold, right in front of me pulled up head coach Adam Foote. And I think a couple of the assistant coaches, he got out. He was basically, I think he was unloading his bags or doing something. Not sure what he was doing, but I just introduced myself, wished him luck, and shook his hand. And I stopped short of inviting him to be on this channel, but baby steps, I will do that next time. But it was great to meet Adam Foote and to say, good luck to the season and talk very quickly about the nice day on the golf course. Okay, speaking of the golf course, the 4 players we heard from were Elias Pettersson, Brock Boeser, Tyler Myers, and Kevin Lankinen. And I'm sure you've seen the footage, or it's very easy to go find the footage on the Canucks X account, for instance. So I'm going to talk about a couple of highlights from each guy. Elias Pettersson, I think he was the one, aside from Quinn Hughes or Thatcher Demko, that you'd want to hear from the most. And the biggest thing is he said he put on 6 kilograms, which translated into pounds is 13.2 pounds. So he's added 13 pounds, and I presume that's muscle, not fat. So he made a point that he said that he felt way better this offseason, much better than last year, where we knew that he was coming off his knee tendonitis and that he really wanted to simply have a really good summer training. He said nothing held him back. Again, adding that 6 kilos or 13 pounds of muscle hopefully makes him even stronger on his skates and even more confident, just an overall more confident player. They asked him about the highlight of his summer, and he actually didn't mention being married. He said great time with family and friends. And then Ian McIntyre actually pressed him and said, "You got married, right?" And then Petey goes, "Yeah, I got married." He goes, "Best day of my life." So not sure how that didn't make the highlight of his summer in the first round, but he was corrected himself, and he was pretty cool about it. So overall, Petey looked relaxed, didn't say anything, out of the ordinary. This was like preseason Petey that we always get, kind of a little bit playful, a little bit guarded, not saying too much, but looking forward to a good season. Nothing too crazy coming out of it. Just talking about how a common theme, which I'm not sure if this was communications orders, but all 4 players talked about how they didn't really want to talk about last year. They want to keep that in the rearview mirror and look ahead to a better season. So that was the main thing from Elias Pettersson. Got married, put on 13 pounds of muscle, and is looking forward to doing what Petey can do best. Brock Boeser, we heard from him a couple times throughout the summer after he signed his deal. So he joked about how he was in Europe when he was negotiating with his agent that free agent deal on July 1st. So he recommended that not to do it that way, sign the deal next time first and then go on vacation. So that was kind of funny. And nothing new from Brock. You can just tell he's happy to be here, how relieved he is to be here. He once again reiterated that he didn't want to go anywhere, that he wants to stay a Vancouver Canuck for as long as he can. And with Brock, it was mostly just having another good summer of training, putting the last season in the rearview mirror. Stop me if you heard that before. And really for him, it was just being able to contribute as much as he can on the offensive end. But yeah, you could tell that he was very, very happy to be here long-term, sign that long-term contract with the Vancouver Canucks. Tyler Myers, he had the longest. I think he went 8 minutes with his. And you can tell that they're positioning him to be a leader. He is a leader already, a really well-respected veteran. He's been on a few teams before. And with Tyler Myers, he had actually a couple interesting things to say. He said that he talked about what Evander Kane can bring to this team in terms of he's played with them, he's played against them, but he intimated that Kane will bring something, an element that the Canucks may have been lacking in the past few years, and that is size and speed, grit, and just a player that the opponents always got to be aware of where he is on the ice. So I really like that. And yeah, Myers, I think, played with Kane, I think both in Buffalo and Winnipeg, if I'm not mistaken. So he talked about that. He also talked about how the emergence of the D-Corps. And he talked very glowingly about DPD. Then he talked very glowingly about Marcus Pettersson as well. So DPD, the fact that he stepped up last season and didn't look like a rookie at all. And Marcus Pettersson, after getting traded here, signing that long-term contract. And he talked about Marcus Pettersson's effect off the ice as well. Such a leader, such a strong voice in the locker room. So he talked about how excited he is to indeed be part of this really strong defensive core that should help the Canucks win a lot of games. And then finally, they went to Kevin Lankinen. Well, I don't know what order they went, but Kevin Lankinen I'll talk about finally. And interesting things from him. He, as opposed to last year, remember where he was signed so late in the offseason. This year, he's had a full summer to prepare as if he knows that he's here with us for the next few years. He talked a lot about his partnership with Thatcher Demko last season because of Demko's injuries, because of Lankinen coming in late. They didn't have a lot of time to really gel as a tandem. But he says he was not shy to say that as a tandem, they could be among the top, if not the top in the, I don't want to put words in my mouth. He said among the top in the league, I'm pretty sure, or right up there. Can't remember exact terms, but he basically said that, a full season, hopefully of healthy Demko, healthy Lankinen, they can push each other. They can strategize. They can help each other out, motivate each other. So hopefully that's going to lead to some really strong goaltending. And I've always said the strength of this team is goaltending in D as opposed to the forwards, but the goaltending in D, well, they can't score goals necessarily, but they can help. Defense can, but you know what I mean. But they can certainly help the Canucks win some games. So Lankinen was also, like Petey was asked about the Olympics. They both want to make the Olympics. I think they're both shoo-ins for their respective rosters. And Lankinen just said, it'll add another 8 to 10 games. So you got to prepare for that and just be ready for that and keep that in mind in the offseason. You don't necessarily train. You can't train to play 8 to 10 more games than usual. You just have to make sure that you're in the best shape possible. So there we go. Some sights and sounds from the Milford. It was Elias Pettersson. It was Brock Boeser. It was Tyler Myers. It was Kevin Lankinen. All four guys excited to be back. All four guys commenting on, most of them commented on the new coach, Adam Foote, commented that there are really not a lot of changes. I think the biggest change will be Kane in and Joshua and Suter out. Those are the biggest changes. And for better or for worse, they all talked about how they're all happy that the core was coming back, that there haven't been a lot of changes to the roster. Negative Nelly might say, well, this is a roster that didn't make the playoffs last year. That's true. I would counter with this is a roster. Whoop, there goes my backlight. There goes a roster that it's a roster that is used to playing with each other, can build chemistry hopefully off the bat, and come out of the gates really, really strong. So Jake Milford, Tourney, players all in town, and basically kicking off the official start of Canucks preseason. Canucks fans, not in the dark, still got some light in front of me, missing the blue light in the back, but let me know, not necessarily about the lighting. Let me know what you thought, your impressions when you heard Petey, Boeser, Myers, and Lankinen speak. Is there anything that stood out to you from what they said that you really zoned in on? Is there anything that they didn't say that you would have loved to hear them say? Let me know in the comments below. Would love to read, react, and reply. As always, no live stream tonight. My next show will be Tuesday night at 11 p.m. and then members show on Thursday night. Thanks to my sponsors, Van City Experts Real Estate, Gassy Jack Art, Mulligan Golf Company, my brand new sponsor, and Vessi. And thanks to all the members, legendary Lucas Gates, legendary Line Change, legendary Carol Bovelander, legendary Brian Blingy Choi, legendary Andrew Chang, Hall of Fame and franchise members. Thanks for your support, and thanks to all of you for watching, liking, and subscribing. On the way out, like the video, subscribe, leave a donation, but most importantly, give me a comment below your thoughts on the Canucks at the Milford and anything that any of those four players had to say. Stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and take care of each other. God bless, and go Canucks go.